Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching and welcome to the English news of Binh Phuoc radio, television stations and newspaper. I'm Binh Phuoc and following are the headlines as usual. Binh Phuoc accelerating public investment disbursement. Binh Phuoc hotline handled 12,263 public requests. Prime Minister ordered Indonesia to early sign a bilateral right tax agreement. Prime Minister ordered sufficient essential supply after the typhoon and foreign partner committed. Electronics export bouncing back impressively. And now other detail. The Binh Phuoc People Committee has issued a directive outlining key tasks and solutions to accelerate disbursements of public investment in the final months of 2024.
To achieve a disbursement rate exceeding 95% of the target set by the government, the chairperson of the Binh Phuoc People's Committee has asked heads of the party committees and departments at all levels to enhance their responsibility and take drastic measures to realize the goal. Special attention should be paid to making detailed disbursement plans for each month and quarter, as well as assign specific heads to oversee the progress and promptly remove difficulties for the implementation of projects. At the same time, it is necessary to proactively assess the disbursement capacity of each project, adjust the capital allocation from projects with slow disbursement to those with higher disbursement rates and additional needs as per regulations. Heads of agencies and units must be responsible for the disbursement results, which are key criteria for evaluating the task completion of leaders and individuals.
Hotline 1022 has become familiar to people across Binh Phuoc province. The hotline offers around-the-clock services for people to share their feedbacks and recommendations in various areas. Over the past week, the hotline has handled 12,263 public requests.
Since its debut on March 18, 2021, the hotline has received and made over 21,700 calls and over 12,260 interactions with people and businesses through its channels like email, Zalo, Facebook, and website. The operators have received and created over 12,260 forms to handle comments, feedbacks, and recommendations from organizations and individuals related to multiple fields. During the operation, the Provincial Department of Information and Communications has closely supervised the implementation of the reception, processing, and response to feedbacks and recommendations from agencies, units, and localities. At the same time, the department also provides support and necessary information for operators to perform their tasks, strengthen coordination between relevant agencies and units in the process of receiving and handling feedbacks and recommendations from people.
Building national standard schools is a crucial initiative of Binh Phuoc province to enhance educational quality. This has been seriously implemented in many areas of the province, including Phuoc Long Thao, where positive result has been recorded.
Phuoc Long Thao is home to 30 locally managed schools, including 23 public schools. To date, 16 out of the 23 public schools have been recognized as meeting national standards, achieving a rate of nearly 70%. This accomplishment means Phuoc Long Thao has fulfilled its target a year ahead of the resolution's goal of 70% by 2025. It is anticipated that by December 2024, 2 additional schools are expected to meet the national standards. The construction of national standard schools in Phuoc Long Thao has been carried out by focusing on resources, evaluating strengths and weaknesses, and implementing solutions to complete facility investments and meet the human resources and other requirements.
Let's begin the domestic news with the latest activity of Vietnam leader. More details are in the following reports.
Prime Minister Pham Minh Chinh met Indonesian President-elect Prabowo Subianto in Hanoi on September 14, during which he proposed Indonesia soon sign a rice trade cooperation agreement with Vietnam. The Vietnamese leader congratulated Subianto on his election as President of Indonesia for the 2024 to 2029 term. He suggested Indonesia facilitate the access of Vietnamese agricultural products and halal goods to its market, and support Vietnam in removing the European Commission's yellow card warning related to illegal, unreported, and unregulated fishing. Extending his profound sympathy over losses caused by Typhoon Yagi in Vietnam, the Indonesian president-elect expressed admiration for the indomitable spirit and resilience of the Vietnamese people in their struggle for national independence in the past, as well as the nation-building and development cause at present. The two leaders agreed on several major orientations to effectively exploit the potential for cooperation in various fields, aiming to develop their country's strategic partnership in a more profound and substantive manner, and bring the bilateral relations to a new height.
Prime Minister Pham Minh Chinh has signed an official dispatch offering sufficient essential supply for localities suffering severe damage from Typhoon Yagi and his subsequent landslide and flood.
As of 5 p.m. on September 14th, Typhoon Yagi and the resulting floods have left 352 people dead or missing in northern Vietnam. More than 168,250 houses have been damaged, and 73,240 submerged. Prime Minister Pham Minh Chinh has signed an official dispatch ordering sufficient essential supplies for localities suffering severe damage from Typhoon Yagi and its subsequent landslides and floods. Accordingly, chairpersons of people's committees of cities and provinces are required to direct competent authorities to provide food, medicine, and other essential items for affected households, particularly those in areas that are isolated and hard to reach. The leader also orders immediate repair of houses, schools, and hospitals damaged by the typhoon, clearance of fallen trees, quick resumption of the supply of electricity, clean water and telecommunication services, among others. On September 13th, the United Nations Development Programme handed 700 gender and disability-sensitive household kits to the Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development to support communities in the northern mountainous province of Yen Bai, which has been severely affected by Typhoon Yagi. This initial donation is part of UNDP's ongoing efforts to assist the government and people to recover from the most powerful typhoon, hitting the nation in 3 decades. Meanwhile, Swiss ambassador to Vietnam Thomas Gass extended his sympathy to Vietnam over the damage caused by the typhoon, while committing to assisting the nation's recovery efforts. Accordingly, 8 Swiss experts in the areas of clean water, hygiene, and safe house will go to Yen Bai, one of the localities hard hit by the typhoon, to study the province's situation and put forth appropriate reconstruction measures. The European country also sent relief supplies, which will arrive in Vietnam on September 16th.
Ladies and gentlemen, electronics exports had witnessed vigorous recovery, posting double-digit growth over 7.5 months and expected to hit $130 billion in 2024.
As of August 15, Vietnam recorded over $244 billion in total overseas shipments, rising 16% year-on-year. The revenue includes more than $77 billion from electronics exports, up 20%, helping this industry maintain its status as a leading foreign currency earner. In particular, computers, computer devices, electronic products, and components brought home nearly $43 billion while phones and components $34 billion, respectively increasing 30% and 11% from a year earlier, statistics show. As electronic products and components make up an increasing proportion of total exports, their performance considerably affects overall export growth. During 2011 to 2023, they posted an average growth rate of 24%. This result is attributed to foreign invested businesses. Up to 99% of the industry's total exports come from those firms, including large investors like Samsung, LG, Intel, and Apple. Big investments from electronic giants have helped rapidly expand Vietnam's smartphone market share globally to 13%, the second largest after China.
And that's all for today's on the news of Bình Phuoc radio, television station, and newspaper. Once again, thank you for watching and goodbye for now.